one of the biggest things that I did want to talk about in lieu of Mother's Day, I might lose some people, and some people might not be happy with me, but it's okay. It's the harsh truth, and it's a hard pill to swallow, and you either accept it or you don't. But the next challenge that I would say my next challenge that I had gone through in life would be infertility. I think that you should stop asking, so when's the next one? Are you going to have more kids? Do you want to have more kids? Oh, but why not? Doesn't your son want another little brother and sister? Stop it. Like, if you don't see a belly on whoever it is, just don't ask. Okay? Just don't ask. As harsh as that sounds, like, one, it's none of your business. Two, if someone wanted to be pregnant, like, and tell you, show it, they will. You know, their belly's gonna be bumping, or they'll and announce it in social media or whatever it is, or they'll tell you. But I don't think it's anybody's business. It makes it really awkward for us. And I'm going to speak for those that, well, for my story, but I have talked to a lot of people that have been struggling with infertility, and we kind of have the same ideas. And I'm just going to put it out there. Stop asking that. If someone wants to have kids, they will tell you, or they will bring it up to you. They themselves will tell you. But you guys put us in a weird situation because you ask us that, and it's awkward either way. If you come up to me, because my son's 13, the whole world has asked me, when's the next one? When's the next one? And I either say, I don't want any more, because it's just easy for me to say that, and you just drop it. You know, oh, okay, she doesn't want more kids. But most of the time they don't drop it. They're like, well, why not? Why not? Your son needs another little one. Oh, really? That's your opinion of me I need to have another kid for the sake of my son? Like, and then two, if I say, yes, I do, we're trying, then it's like, oh my God, you guys are trying. And then it's like, oh, it hasn't happened yet. And then it's like, then you go into, well, we've been trying and we have not been successful. And then it goes into this whole like loophole of like, oh, you will, it's just stress, drink the tea, go get this, go get that, put your feet up in the air. And it's just like, just don't. Like, it's a weird conversation either way. If I personally haven't brought it up to you, like us talking about it, like if I'm having a conversation, I say, yeah, like I did want to have kids, and, like this is what's going on, but I'm talking about it to you. Don't ask me and put me in a weird situation. We have been struggling with infertility for, I want to say 5 years, maybe 6 years. And it has been a wild ride. And it's hard to explain to people that don't understand. So that's why I say, just don't ask. If you haven't gone through that battle yourself, just stay out of it. It's none of your business to know when the next baby is going to come or not. Yes, granted, I would say if you have a very close conversation like me with my close friends that, like have mentioned that they want to have babies in the future and things like that, it's fine. But like if we're just acquaintances and we haven't seen you in years, that's not appropriate. And Jesus, family, and on top tier is like, stop. At first it was kind of obviously just try and it'll happen. First year went, I was like, oh, that's not weird. Second year, okay. And then I didn't really talk about it. I didn't really like do much research because again, I was like working on myself, and great if it happens, great if it doesn't. But then I was working with someone at the time, and again, I don't ask. If they just tell you, they tell you, and you can talk about it after that. But having this conversation with one of my coworkers, and she was pregnant, and she started telling me, yeah, like we did IVF because we have a certain type of infertility. And I was like, oh, interesting. And then I was like, oh, me and my partner have been struggling with kind of the same thing, but I don't really know like much of it. Like I don't know, like, get tested and things like this. And then she was like, oh, and she elaborated like, what IUIs was, intrauterine insemination, IVF, in vitro fertilization, and then the testing and everything that you can do. So she really opened my mind in that world. Again, I wasn't ready for it. But then I was like, wow, I just told her this one person that was struggling with that. And I learned a lot. And I know I could have easily assumed, oh, she just had the baby naturally. No, she went through multiple cycles of IVF. And then when I started opening up more about it, and it would just come up in conversation, or I would like be with certain people, and then they'd be like, oh, like I got my period. I'm really bummed out about it because I really thought I was pregnant. We've been trying. And then it comes up like that. If it comes up like that, let them and listen. But don't think that you have the answer, because for someone that's struggling, you don't. And you don't know where they're at in their life. You don't know if, one, they're just starting and they have no idea. Two, they've tried and they've tried everything. So your advice is to put your legs up, or your advice to drink the tea, and you have no idea where I'm at in this. It's like, thank you for your advice, but at the same time, it's just a very sensitive subject, because I've had multiple conversations, and some are hard. Okay, some are hard, and I'm sorry if you were the person that I told you that I didn't want to have kids because it was just the easy answer, or yeah, eventually, but I want to work on this first, because that was just the easy answer to shut down. You're not going to tell me anything, and you're not going to ask me anymore if I just say that. Once I started telling people, because I'm like, it's been 5-6 years now, I started opening up about it. Then it's like, oh, well, you'll get there. Oh, well, it will happen. You're just so stressed out. And it's like, it's just like another combo that we just don't want to have. And don't take it hard. Don't take it harsh. Don't take it personal. It's just, you really, like, it's mentally exhausting. Yeah, so 6 years, started investigating about the, like what I could do as far as testing and stuff like that. We got tested, and we saw an infertility doctor who told us that we have something called unexplained infertility. I think there's two other ones, or there's like different categories. There's one, obviously, for the male, if the male has a low count or no count, or the girl has no eggs, or I can't remember exactly. The tubes are clogged. There's so many things that they can do, hormones and all this stuff, that they can analyze and say that there's a problem. Well, with us, it was unexplained, meaning that everything was fine with me, and the doctor was like, I have no idea, but you're very fertile and he's very fertile. There's just something like in there chemically, like at a microscopic level, that we can't understand why it just doesn't. So they had recommended doing IUIs, intrauterine insemination, which is basically they give you a whole bunch of medicine, so you can, to the woman, so they can make your egg like extra fertile, like huge, and they get you the right day, the right time of everything. So there's like 20% higher chance of you getting pregnant. So they bump you up, they give you all these hormones to make your egg like super big, and then they catch it on the right day that you're like ovulating. Anyway, so just basically increasing your chances of getting pregnant. And so we did I want to say like 5 or 6 rounds of it. That's every month for 6 months. Getting hormones, putting injections on, monitoring your periods, needing to have intercourse the days that you are told to, going to multiple appointments, like that week of, and then getting inseminated and going through the whole process, and then waiting 2 weeks to see if you're pregnant. So we did 6 months of that. All of those failed. There was one time that I was pregnant and I had a miscarriage. Um, it was early on, so we didn't have to do any invasive procedures. But I have heard other people that have had those invasive procedures, and it's hard. So this is why I'm talking about it, because it's a lot. And for those that don't understand, it's just better for you to not say those comments because it does hurt. And so, anyway, 6 months of that, I would say it was very mentally exhausting. Not only were the hormones making me freaking crazy, it's just more of like, again, just like, oh, got my period. Oh, the multiple testing, the multiple appointments, all this. And so we did all our rounds, and our doctor told us basically our only option would be IVF. And IVF is in vitro fertilization. And it's basically where they take your egg and your sperm. The chances of you getting pregnant are way higher. Yeah, but that cost is anywhere from $25,000 to $50,000. And after all those rounds, I would say I was pretty mentally drained, mentally exhausted, and I had a conversation and with myself and with my partner where it's just I think I've gotten to the point where I'm okay if I don't have any more kids. And I think that that's really hard for people to hear, especially like close family and close have been okay for a while to not have any more kids. And I will not speak in behalf of my partner, but and it's okay. It's okay. If I really, really wanted to, we could do the IVF. But I think I've just came to those terms that it's okay. And I'm okay being how my life is. And my son, I have a beautiful son, 13-year-old. He's very independent. He's been raised as an only child for a long time. And it's okay. It's fine. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, great. It's fine. So I think that we should normalize that we feel okay not having any more kids. If you don't want any more kids or haven't had any kids, unfortunately, I know that there's a lot of other couples that really, really want and haven't gotten the chance to, and that's their main goal. And I can feel for them because that's really hard. But I think for me, I have accepted that that's okay, and this is my life, and I'm okay to talk about it now. And I have recently been bringing it up, like now, when I do get asked, I sometimes still try to avoid the question because I just don't want to talk about it. It's a lot, and you won't, for someone that doesn't go through it, you won't understand. So I will just say whatever the answer will be, but I have came to be a little bit more open with like family and talking about it, that, it's not that we don't want to have kids, or it's not that, I don't want to give Javi a brother. It's we tried and we failed. And yes, there's more that we could do. Financially, it's a lot. So I'm just going to focus on other things, on my other goals that I want to do. And I think it's okay. And so with that being said, just be mindful if you do feel like you want to talk to someone about that. Again, like if you're acquaintances or it's somebody that you're not really close to, just keep that in mind. You don't know what people are going through. You don't know if they really do want kids or if they don't. You don't know what happens behind closed doors. So just be mindful of that. If they haven't told you or talked to you about anything like that, then just mind your business. You don't need to know when the next kid is coming or when it's going to happen or when's the little brother or sister coming. Just kind of, if they want to open up to you, they will. And I will say that after I started opening up with coworkers, family, start realizing how many other couples are going through the same thing. So many couples. so many families, and it's actually really sad, and there's been successful ones and there's been people that have not been successful. And regardless of the outcome, the process itself is emotionally and physically draining. So just keep that in mind when you start trying to give advice of take the tea or do this or do that or you're too stressed. It's hurtful. So if someone wants to open up to you about it, just listen, be kind, because if you don't know what it is to be on the other side, then just kind of, just listen, just be kind with it. It is difficult to talk about because not everyone understands it. And so, yeah, if we had a conversation about this, I don't mean to hurt anybody's feeling. I really don't. I just want you guys to understand what it is to be on the other side, and just kind of like hear us out. Because if we're talking to you about it, it's because we've probably come a long way. And maybe other people are okay with like just being like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But I could say that most of the people that I have talked to, it's not that easy. And so if people are talking to you about it, it means that they've come a long way to talk about it. And maybe they just want to be heard, or maybe they want to hear other ideas or options and things like that. So, um, yeah, that got pretty deep. I have my 3 doggies who are driving me crazy right now, so they keep me busy. I have my son, who is a beautiful, amazing, independent child who has also come a long way. And I am just very thankful for everything. I'm thankful for you guys listening to me. I hope uh, I don't have like a lot of following, but I just hope that you could take something from this. And again, it's a raw story. It's not all pretty, like on Instagram and social media. And hopefully it can reach out to the right people. And, just know that you're not alone. You're not alone. And sometimes it's nice to talk to people that have gone through the same obstacles, because then you're like, dang, yeah, like I went through that too, or I went through this. And you share like those trauma stories and really realize that you're not alone. But anyways, yeah, that's my story. I hope you guys enjoy, and I know it was a long ride, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. And again, don't be mad at me with whatever I said, but yeah, love you guys. Peace, love, and happiness.